All right, so as you can see, I've been spinning the green Falkland, and I have 2, 4, 5, and a partial nest left out of 9. So my goal is to finish spinning this so that the bobbins can rest, and then probably around Wednesday, I'll start plying both of these into yarn. So that's my goal anyway. So hello to my, well, it's probably me viewing. Hey me. Turn off. Wow. And drag this over here. There we go. All right. So there. This is the wooden bobbins that are original to the wheel. When they first made these wheels, the bobbins look like, did I take one out? I'll show you. So when they first made these wheels, the bobbins look like this. Okay, and so they didn't fit as probably as well as some people would have liked. This one, I don't know if this isn't my the one that I like best for spinning silk is a bobbin like this one, and I wrote silk on it, so it does well with finer fibers. But I put a little bit of tape on it because this bobbin got like a little wobble in it, and it tends to chatter more so than some of the other bobbins. But all in all, with my 3D printed bobbins and my wooden bobbins, I have around 20 some bobbins. And I'll go through a phase of spinning where I fill them all up and then ply them all and then start the process over again. So right now I'm in the process of filling all the bobbins up. But some of them I have started plying. I really do like the 3D printed bobbins. I'm able to get more yarn on those 3D printed bobbins because the center isn't as thick as this one on the spinolution bobbins. So right now what I'm doing is I'm saving up for a newer queen bee so that I can get the auto winder that spinolution designed for their wheels. And I like the product. I like the fact that I can spin with my toes, that I'm not hurting my ankles or hurting my knees while I'm spinning. And so my goal today, like I said before, my goal today is to try to finish spinning this green so that the bobbins can rest. And then I'll be picking up some crochet that I'm knitting the brim on this hat, a 2x2 real brim. I do that a lot. I'll mix knitting and crochet together um, because it's fun. And so I'll finish that brim. I only have to go for about 2 inches. So I'm almost at half an inch now, so it won't take that long because I'm using needles of size 9 needles that I'm using to do the brim on that hat. And the wheel, as you can see with the wooden bobbin, is not as chattery as it is with the 3D printed bobbins. But that's okay. A lot of the noise you hear now is because of how fast I spin and the onboard lazy cake. The pegs kind of rock a little bit in their holding. And these are some of my favorite socks, so that's why I still have them on. I'll take them off and put on the iron board. I'll go get another pair. Some of y'all might have problems with that. So two of the cats have gotten into bed with my husband, Bimo and Mushi. So these socks that I'm wearing were made by my friend Ashley of Uprooted Fibers. Let's slide this back. There we go. It's weird watching it over on YouTube. It keeps like pausing. Interesting. Jump around. And it just did it again. I wonder what's going on with Cox Cable today. That was weird. There we go. Hey, Miss Glow. Hey, Granny D. Happy Sunday. What kind of trouble y'all up to today? You you gotta put on your face to crochet, Granny D. What? You getting ready to football while you crocheting? Ah, who's playing? Which team are you rooting for? So what, you gotta watch the pregame, then watch the game, then watch the post game. What hooded cow pattern are you using? Or are you using your own pattern? Ah, Detroit Lions against the Chicago Bears, and hopefully the Chicago Bears can get a win today after they cheated them out of that last game. Ah, you gonna be watching football today too, Granny D? Or one will, well, I can't even talk this morning. I'm still drinking my hot chocolate, but unfortunately, this hot chocolate is caffeine free. I didn't see that when I bought it. So I'm gonna end up having to make me a cup of coffee sometime today. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, good morning. You gonna watch football today, Steve? Miss Glow serious about her Chicago Bears. And what about the one you making, Miss Glow? Is it a pattern of yours, or are you using a purchase pattern or a free pattern? Or the recipe from somebody else? It is, but it's not showing up exactly as pretty as it is in real life. Ah, okay. You gonna make some cornbread to go with it? Go with that chili? Gotta make some cornbread to go with that chili. Um, there is a company called RH Lindsay. I don't know if they still in business. It's been a while since I ordered from them, but they're from, I think they're in Pennsylvania. But I bought like a big bump of Falkland Woven from them several years ago, and I broke it down into 4 ounce and 8 ounce braids. And then from time to time, me and my husband dyed. And so this is some that me and my husband dyed. I also got a bump of Romney from them too, and we dyed that one too. Like it's that dyed fiber that's behind me in the Ziploc bags. That's the fiber that we've been dyeing. You'll have some shredded cheese to sprinkle on top of that chili. I like baking some potatoes and scooping out the centers, and then I'll make mashed potatoes with the centers. But then I'll fill it up with some chili. The scooped out centers fill up with some chili. It's really good. Then sprinkle some cheese on top of that. A little bit of sour cream. No, I don't mess with no jalapenos. I will have heartburn for weeks, keeping me up at night. No, I love growing them and giving them to my husband for him to have fun with them and eat them. I don't. I try not to mess with too spicy stuff. It give me acid reflux and heartburn real bad. You think you about to have a heart attack? It hurts. It seems like the older you get, the less things you can eat. Stuff start bothering you. So what I just did was, this was a little felty area from the dyeing process. So I just popped that off so it won't mess with the fibers, the alignment of the fibers, so it won't be like a lumpy section when I go to ply. So it'll be nice and smooth. You gonna post some pictures of your chili, Miss Glow? What you gonna eat today, Steve? Hey, Nana Michelle. Good morning. What you gonna cook today, Nana? Ah, minestrone soup. That sounds good. Mexican lasagna for dinner tonight. What time we supposed to arrive? Ah, awesome. Miss Glow said she gonna post pictures of that chili. So Steve, you should post pictures of that Mexican lasagna. And then we can have the Olive Garden minestrone soup too. That could be like the appetizer. And then the chili could be like the second course. And then the Mexican lasagna could be the third course. By then we'll all have, what do they call it? Fooditis. The itis from eating too much. Ooh, Longhorn strawberry pecan chicken salad. That sounds good. That sounds like it would be good if you added like some avocado and some sunflower seeds to it too. Hi, Aisha. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Is it Aisha or Asia? Asia. Then Michelle Crochet said that she saw the short of that wonderful salad. I have to pick off the chicken though, but it looks yummy. Are you a vegetarian now, Michelle? Or you just don't like chicken? Mm. It sounds good, Granny D. Ah, so they have a vegetarian version of it without the chicken? Nice. It's good to have options. What time you going live, Granny D? Y'all can share y'all channels. Just type in the word purple. Ooh, mystery giveaway. Try lowercase, Granny D. It didn't pop up yet. There you go. It's slow. Nightbot slow. Uh, straighten up my chair if I can. Sitting at a So if you had, other than Noro, if you had to pick a favorite yarn, what would it be, Granny D? Uh, well, that's the thing about if you're crocheting that shawl, it's easy to frog 2 rows and get caught back up. Knitting, not so much if you tinking back. Because with knitting, when you tink back, you gotta pay attention to the when you start knitting it again, you gotta pay attention to make sure you don't twist the stitch. Make sure you got it orientated right. Hmm. I tried the shawl and the ball, the red heart one. I did not like it. And the way they did the joins, I did not like it at all. And it was so splitty. But if you mean like if you're talking about the shawl and the ball, the one with the different textures, I haven't tried. Did I try one of those? I'm trying to remember if I did one like that. I don't think so. Oh, the Hobie yarns. You gonna show us some of them today? Do you love them because of the colors, the texture, the feel of it, the way the twist is in it? Have you crocheted or knit with it? Colors. Hey, Miss Linda, how are you today? Let's see. Miss Linda, you still need to send me your address from yesterday where you won those Tunisian hooks. Felicia, did I get your name right? Oh, I got you sent me your address, Felicia. Good morning, Elaine. I got Felicia's address. I'm saying your name, F.R. Humphreys, Felicia, right? I got your address when you sent it the second time, because you said you had one of y'all had spelled the email wrong. But I got Miss Gloria's address and I got Felicia's address. I don't have Joy's address and I don't have Linda's address. All right, I posted the link. Felicia. Okay. We're supposed to have I think it said a 50% chance of rain today. Looking more like 100% chance of rain today. I don't know, Miss Linda. Okay, I can do it that way. I'll just delete it. Or actually, after I write it down, I'll tell you to delete it, and then you can delete the comment, okay? So go ahead. Good morning, Kim. Oh, now I love tomato soup with okra in it, and then I like making grilled cheese sandwiches or peanut butter sandwiches to dip into the soup. I love peanut butter sandwiches dipped into the tomato soup. Okay, delete the comment, Miss Lena. I wrote it down. There you go. Girl, I love fried okra. I love okra boiled in butter. Oh my God, that is so good. My dad, he would actually take and he would bake the okra with some vinegar and hot sauce on top of it and butter in the oven. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, butternut squash soup. You're gonna shred some carrot to add into it too. Or would that be too sweet for you? Put some jalapenos in there. For those of you who like hot stuff. And you can do the Clemson spineless. They're very tasty. Very tasty. Smoked turkey soup. Mm. I got I got nice a whole bunch of seeds out in the garage, and I got some butter beans that are almost dry enough for me to harvest that came from my dad's garden. So now I'll have more seeds for next year where we'll actually be able to eat some of the butter beans from the seeds. And he's been using those seeds since before I was born. So those seeds go way back into our family. But they had to save the seeds back then. They didn't, only like go to the mercantile as they called it to get seeds and stuff. And then they started, saving their own seeds more and more and more because they didn't like those fungicides and stuff like that they was putting on the seeds. I think I have 2 books for the seed saving. And if so, then once gardening gets back underway, I think I'll probably do a giveaway with that extra book I have for the seed saving, unless I send it to my nephew, which I don't know. I don't remember. You want to try it all, huh? Yeah, I took Luna's little jack-o'-lantern. Looks like the little Japanese pumpkins, and also I'm gonna put it on the mulch pile. So if the seeds come up, they'll grow out on the mulch pile. And I have a big old little pumpkin patch back there for her. The Star of David okra. That sounds familiar. Yeah, I get a lot of heirloom seeds, and sometimes friends will send me seeds from their gardens and stuff that they have from way back that they've been using, saving the seeds. Hey, hey, Crystal, why you lurking? Why you lurking? Kim, you should pull out your wheel, do some spinning, or what you working on? A sock nap. A sock nap. Normally we say you put that project in timeout. An intimidation nap. On today's episode of Hook That Yarn. Today we're interviewing the YouTuber Crystal, who is hiding in her closet. Hiding from what do you say? Hiding from a sock. In progress. That'd be a cool like little cartoon skit somebody could do. These are the symptoms of an intimidation nap by sock. More coffee. Yeah, unfortunately, my hot chocolate doesn't have any caffeine in it, so I'm gonna have to go and make me some coffee because it ain't gonna work. This ain't working. You're at Lowe's. What you getting? I don't think it's the yarn. I think you need to find. Did you find those missing needles? Okay. A propane one? That shouldn't be that hard to find. An ornament. KCal. Crochet or knit along. So even with a processed roving, sometimes you can find an area that has a little bit of a second cut in it. Just pull it off. It usually pops right out. Ooh, Felicia. You go, girl. That's like deep, deep timeout right there, girl. That's almost child abuse. You had it in that corner for a little long for timeout. That's one of them projects where you look at it and you say to finish or not to finish, to frog or to continue. I think if I had projects that old and timeout, I would have to frog them. That's like a long time. Styles change, patterns, popularity, all that stuff. Like, did you have notes in there with it? Like, what were your intentions when you first started that project? Did it excite you? Was there a problem in the pattern, or you just had put it aside? I'm just gonna put it aside for a little while, and then you just kept doing new stuff and forgot about it. Every project has a story. So what's that project story? Why did that project end up in hibernation since 2009? Inquiring minds want to know. All right, I only got 3 more nests left in this bag with the one I'm taking out right now. Making some good progress today. Oh, okay. So it is a redeemable project. It is a project that deserves to be finished. Yeah. It is not a frogget. It's not ready for the frog pond. Do you still have the yarn that goes with the project, or are you gonna have to use different yarns to finish it? always ply my yarns. My yarns are typically 3-ply yarns unless somebody asks me for a 2-ply. And usually it's because they want to do something really lacy with it. A 2-ply is flatter than a 3-ply. The more plies you add, the rounder the yarn becomes. So most people who want a 2-ply yarn, they're looking to do some kind of nice lace work with it. I prefer 3-ply yarn because I like the rhythm of Navajo or chain plying. I love the rhythm of plying that yarn, so that's why I prefer 3-ply yarns. So I don't do roving yarns. I don't do art yarns. This is what makes me happy, spinning worsted style yarns where you squeezing the air out so you get a more thread-like yarn. But it does fluff up and bloom. Depending on what the fiber is, it will. Why did one get caught up there? Okay, so this is some Luette bamboo and merino. So you can see how it fluffed up a lot after it got washed. It just poof. But it's a 3-ply as well. And as you can see, it's very balanced. Once you spun for a while, you learn about the fiber. That's why I like using my drop spindle to test different fibers I get. I see how the fiber spins up on my drop spindles first. I see if it has like a lot of crimp in it and it wants to like be curly and stuff like that. And that'll help guide me when I start spinning it on the wheel. I have to adjust my tension to try to get that same feel that I got spinning it on the drop spindle to be a balanced yarn, to spinning it on the spinning wheel to be a balanced yarn. And it just makes the process for me more enjoyable. And like I said, it's always fiber prep is very important when you're spinning because that'll save you a headache. So if you buy a fiber from someone or a company and if it's wool, you have the chance of it somehow getting a little matted up. And so you're going to have to pre-draft that fiber so that you can spin it with ease. You might have to recard parts of that fiber of that roving. And I have a drum carder. My drum carder is out in my garage. And this one is some finished top that I got from Maryland Shespins Wool from Hearthside Fibers. And they had already dyed it. And it's like muted jewel tones. And this particular finished top is not a very soft. It's more of I would call it a workhorse yarn where you can wear it next to skin. But it could also be, because I haven't washed this one yet, so it could also be the dye. And then once I wash it, it'll bloom. Dye. Any excess dye that might be on it will probably wash off. And then it'll end up being a softer yarn because this isn't typical of the finished fiber that I've been spinning of late. Is a lot softer than this, but it's also natural. It doesn't have any dye in it. So that can be another thing with your fibers. Just like commercial acrylics, after you wash it and dry it, it's a totally different feeling fiber than when you were crocheting with it or knitting with it. That's why if a fiber feels rough to you, I would say skein it up. Make sure you put plenty of ties on it so that your yarn doesn't get twisted or whatnot. And I would say wash it. Soak it in some Eucalyptus or other wool cleaning product that might get out any excess dye. Let it soak in there, then rinse it gently, and then add a little bit of hair conditioner to it. Let it sit up there for a couple of hours, and then rinse it again. And see if that fiber softens up. And if it does, then it's the actual process of them making that fiber. and the dyes that make that fiber feel rough. If it doesn't soften up, then it's just the fact that they use poor quality fiber to begin with, poor quality acrylic. There's different qualities of acrylic. You look at the oil fields. The oil fields in the Middle East are very old oil fields, older than the oil fields over in the United States. Their oil is a higher quality, easier to refine and process, and their acrylic is a higher that they get off of the waste products of that oil is a higher product and therefore easier to use. So you have to think about it. Where did the acrylic come from that the company is using to make their yarn? Red Heart was probably using acrylic from the byproduct of American refineries. Our oil is not the same as oil from the Middle East. Our oil is harder to process. The process takes longer, and so on and so forth. Because we had a totally different environment during the dinosaur age over here than they did over there. And people need to take that into account when they're using the fiber. If you wash that fiber and that fiber is still rough feeling, don't feel good to touch after it dries, then it's a very poor quality acrylic. And I simply wouldn't buy any more of that lot number or dye lot from that company again. I would stick to the yarns that are softer to start with. So sometimes it's best to save your money and buy the Turkish fibers. And the Chinese have some good fibers too, which who knows, they probably buy it from Turkey. But sometimes it's better to just save your money, wait for the sales, and buy the Turkish acrylic yarns to start with. Because as you know, if y'all look at some of the Red Heart tags, when they went to Red Heart Soft, it was from Turkey. Same thing with Line Brand. When Line Brand started getting more and more soft and better acrylics, it was from Turkey. So, and that's why you see those colorways coming back now that Yarn Inspirations has bought out a lot of those old yarn companies. You like a color you saw with Burnett, you might see in Caron, you might see after a couple of years they stop it with one company, but then they add it to the colorways of another company. That's what I was showing y'all that time with the that Red Heart Lily Garden or Lily's how that same colorway is now coming out in Burnett at Michael's, the exact same colorway. So yeah. Yeah, the yarn from Turkey is just, I don't know. They take very, what you doing, Camden? You done crept up in here. Camden, stop. Hey, get along. Go on out. Shoo out. Get on out. You being bad. Knocking stuff down. That's Camden. That's one of my oldest daughter who lives here. She came right back in here. That's one of their cats. She's the youngest cat in the house, and she loves to explore, investigate, and like she's weird. She's a weird little cat. She has a long body. She has a very long body, and a little apple head. Yep. Nope. These socks were made by my friend Ashley Purdue of Uprooted Fiber Arts. Like I said, sometimes I swap hand spun yarn for handmade socks. So yeah, so Ashley made these socks for me. I have several pair of socks. I have a pair from Kenneth Turberfield, he used to do videos on YouTube. I can hear her scratching. She's trying to open the door again. And my friend Paula over in the UK, she sent me socks. So yeah, I knit socks too. The candy is called Candy Cane. stripes. I have one skein left, but I made a pair of socks from this. Like I said, it was one of the only pair of socks that I actually like really enjoyed making. This is a Mary Maxim sock yarn, and I really had a lot of fun making those socks. So I still have one. It's a twinkle toed sock yarn, Mary Maxim, and it's like a candy cane, like an old fashioned candy cane, but it has this sparkle in it, the color. So I enjoy making those socks because of that yarn. But for some reason, I don't know why, it's like a mental thing with me. I can make fingerless gloves all day long, and fingerless gloves, all they are is a tube that you add a thumb to. And if I just didn't do the thumb and kept going, I could do like a sock. I could put a afterthought heel on it, or and the toe on it, and boom, I got a pair of socks. I know that. I know how to do that. I could see myself doing it. I just don't know why. But me and socks just don't. It's not my thing. It's not my. I would rather give somebody yarn and say, hey, here's some yarn for you, and make me a pair of socks with this. So yeah, I don't know. But there's the people who like making socks. They have no problem with accepting handmade yarn, hand spun yarn, in exchange for them doing something they always do anyway, which is make socks. I gave away a bunch of sock yarn a couple of years ago that one of my elderly friends had given me, and it was nice sock yarn. It was opal, however you want to say it, and a lot of it was opal, and it was just sitting there. I wasn't using it. I wasn't gonna use it, and so I gave it away to friends that I know like sock yarn. It's just like making knitting fingerless gloves. You're just not gonna put a thumb on it, Granny D. You're gonna put a heel on it, and you're gonna put a toe on it, and that's basically it. And I know that, you know that, but so everything ain't for everybody. And even though I can make socks when I have to or when I need to, I don't like making socks. But I don't like store-bought socks either. Once I started wearing handmade socks, that was it for me. I haven't bought a pair of socks from the store since then. How you gonna learn, Crystal, if you have Felicia do it for you? You got to learn how to make them first, then you can have other people make them for you. Oh. And I don't like the way crochet socks feel on my feet. They like I said, I'm diabetic, so I prefer the smoothness of the knitted sock over the stitches are larger with the crochet socks, and so they cause pressure points. They press up against your feet when they're in the socks and stuff. So I really don't like the way crochet socks feel, so I don't make them. You can learn by giving it to Felicia. Mm-mm-mm. Did you answer me? Did you ever find them missing hooks that ran away from you? Or the missing needles that ran away from you? Ah. So you might want to get some 2.0s for your socks. Depends on your knitting size. If you knit real loose, you might have to go down needle size. I tell new knitters to just knit dishcloths until they figure out their tension. Because you can use a dishcloth whether it's knit right or wrong. It don't matter. You can still wash dishes with it. And so knit dishcloths and little dish towels until you get your tension right and you get into a natural your natural knitting hand positions and whatnot, why it's comfortable to you. I tell people just knit dishcloths until you feel comfortable with what you're knitting and how you're knitting and everything feels nice and normal to you. You're not fighting the yarn no more. You're not fighting your needles no more. Look at Crystal trying to get Granny D to learn how to knit socks so that she can knit Crystal socks for her. Girl, you ain't hiding nothing. I know what you up to. Look at that Granny D. Peer pressure. Mm-hmm. And just like it was crazy to me, people buying roving and acrylic roving and crocheting and knitting those giant blankets. And blankets is so big and heavy that they suffocate somebody trying to sleep up on them. They die from heat stroke. Unless you live in freaking Alaska or Russia and the tundra somewhere. And then you got to think about how they're going to clean it. How are you going to clean it? Even Stone Age people and Bronze Age people didn't have textiles like that. They consider that, they were beginning weaving and things of that nature. And they didn't use textiles like that. Because it's basically you got 2 or 3 sheets worth of fiber on your bed when, that was just unacceptable. So I spin this roving. They call it yarn. This is not yarn. It's roving. All day long, that is unspun roving. It is not yarn. And I spin it the way I'm spinning this, spin it worsted. And I spin it into what I consider a usable, workable yarn. Luna likes this one. And she has been playing with it, pulling it out in places and stuff, sneaking it over there to her little shark where she sits at. And then by the time I realize she has it, she's already done got stuff on it. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't find a pencil in it yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I think that's kind of weird. to take something that was meant to be spun into yarn or thread, and then take that whole bundle and make it into a quilt, so to speak. And like a lot of those are ending up in landfills and stuff because the people tried to wash it, and if it was 100% wool, it felt it. It felt it. And or destroyed their washing machine because it. Can you imagine something that big? Because wool can hold 30% of its weight in water. So while their washing machine was trying to fill up, the wool is absorbing all that water. So basically, you putting whatever that load level is. More likely, they put it on like the high, like the large load, the largest load. But it absorbed its weight in water plus 30% more. It absorbed all that water. And so now you're trying to wash that. And if it's wool, it's going to felt. Or it's going to, because of depending on how, if they add a little bit more twist as they knit it or crocheted it, it's going to start falling apart. So now it's going to be clogging up your pump and filter. So I'm like, what were y'all thinking? What were y'all thinking? Yeah, it's a really good loose woven. And that one, I think, one of them of the showstoppers has wool content. The other ones were 100% acrylic. I look at those big blankets and I just want to cry because I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I could have dyed all that top and spun that top into yarn. Ugh. I'm not an art yarn person. Art yarn is not for me. Never will be. But each to their own. It's each to their own. And you have to look at it like that. It's called fiber arts for a reason. Hey, Sunita. Well, how late did you stay out at the luncheon with your future daughter-in-law? Oh, I gotta put water in my ice. Got to fill that one back up. Oh, water. So good. I don't know why some people don't like drinking water. I love it. You slept so good that you woke up tired. And I hate when that happens, when you sleep so good and deep and you wake up and you still tired because you slept too much. Huh. I wonder if Dream woke up yet. She hard-headed. So I don't want to hear no complaining from her. Ah. What you cooking today, Sunita? We hungry. All right, all the people who have recently showed up, just type in the word purple and just wait till after the first person does it and just count to 10 and then put your link in. And then Nightbot will share your channel link. Yep. Just sit there and watch my feet travel. Oh, leftover steak. You take and chop it up and scramble up an egg and add it to it. Chop up half a piece of an onion, add to that. Maybe a little bell pepper. Yeah. Have you like an inside out omelet. Some mushrooms. See, that's what you need. Crystal, relax. Watch me spin and relax and knit while you watch me spin. And that way you won't be knitting too tight. Okay, so Lena gave me her address. So the only person I need an address of is Joy. And I think Dreamy's supposed to be sending me Miss Joy's address. Was it Miss Joy address? So Nita says she's gonna go finish washing the dishes and listen. That means I have to read people comments. Ah. Look at that yarn said I'm knitting and watching you spin actually. Look at that yarn at Sunita makes crochet items me next. Lemma is looking at the paint. F.R. Humphrey said, I'm not ready for food yet, but I cook pork steak in the crock pot, so I'll have them later. I need to put some rice on to go with. And Hook That Yarn said, what kind of paint, Linda? Felicia said, harvested some greens yesterday. I need to cook today. And what is ASMR? What does that mean? Or is that a person? Spinning with Juanita at She Spins. Hey, Kelly. How are you? Since you up here, that means Moses didn't beat you down yesterday. Her husband wouldn't beat her down for anybody who's worried about that. He was trying to rush her along because they had something to do. And see, Kelly, Moses need to learn how to knit and crochet since he's getting all into the video thing. So Nita's supposed to be doing chores, or she said she was warming up her leftover steak. So Lemon said, hi, Crystal. Kelly said, hi, Felicia. Kelly said, hi, Linda. Nightbot said, welcome, Kelly. And Kelly said, hey, Sunita in the background. And Felicia said, hello, Kelly. Basically, the shortcut of it. So let's say you get a section where you're spinning and you realize that you let too much fiber through. So that section is thicker than in front of it and behind it. All you have to do is untwist, turn it the opposite direction, untwist it, and then gently draft it out and thin that section down. Just gently draft it back out. Fibers will slide, and then just let the twist travel through that section, and you just thin that section down so it matches the section in front of it and behind it. And if you're using a drop spindle, then you can park and draft and do that as well. So using my trusty CD spindle, I'll pretend I have a section that's too thick. So you just put some twist in there, just do a little spin, and then stop it. And then you find an area. So you're going to say that this is the area here. And you just twist the opposite direction of that area. Just twist it and pinch it until you can draft that area. And you do the same thing. Just pull it. Or you can go to the other end and let it draft out. And just gently pull it until you can make that area a little skinnier. Yeah, this is the one that has the wool in it. It's actually, this end is actually felting. Because the cat was probably messing with it. Cats like wool for some reason. I don't know why, but they like wool. They like to sit there and chew on it. So if you have some that's where they can reach it, they will sit there and they will chew on it. But the thing with greens, Kelly, it depends on if it's before the frost or after the frost and how old the leaves are. If they're older leaves, then the stems are going to be more stringy and woody, and so you want to actually trim those out. Now, if you like chewing on stuff like that, then yeah, you could cook it separately, but it ain't gonna fall apart. So you can cook it in the pot with the rest of the greens too. It actually add more flavor to your pot liquor. And then take them out and eat them separately with a little bit of vinegar, salt, and pepper, and hot sauce on it. But if you don't like the woody stems at all, then just cut them out and just use the leaf for your greens. And you don't have to deal with the stems at all. With mustard greens, I love the stems, and same thing with my collards. I love the stems. So, but I usually try to get mine after the first frost. But remember I told y'all that trick where you can get them and you can put them in the freezer for a couple of hours to trick the greens into thinking that they went through a hard frost. Help sweeten them up and make them more tender. Because that cold kind of breaks down the cellulose just a little bit, but brassicas are designed for cold weather, most of them, so you don't have to worry about them freezing. They have like their own like little built-in antifreeze kind of stuff. And like this, like I've been finding here, like little pops of what looks like and feels like second cuts. So I've just been pulling them off as I see them. So I got me like a little pile right over here. They just pop right off. It's not hard because the core of the fiber, the long strands have already spun around them. So then you can just pull those little trap fluffs out. And Nightbot, stop trying to rush people. I don't understand how the word thanks seems to trigger him into thinking somebody's leaving. Mm. There we go. I deleted it. What? Why that boy always stealing your food? You need to pop him. Pop his hand. Tell him to hold his hand out, and then pop his hand with a wooden spoon. That boy is just very opportunistic, stealing the food from his mama mouth. Oh. It was her leftovers, I guess, from her dinner last night with her other son and his girlfriend. What when you went to go warm it up, it was just gone already. He had already eaten it.
This is D.
Hey, Sil. What's up? What's up, Sil?
Nothing much. Just figured I'd get on and work on my healer for a little bit.
Let me know if you need help.
Okay, okay.
He just ate the potatoes. Okay, I had to come to Jesus talk. Oh, oh man. Well, guys, I'm going to be ending it here. But before I end it, we're going to have another plus 2,000 giveaway. So give me a second to delete this. Everybody get ready. I'm going to get ready to show you what we're going to give away today. All right. So, moving on from yesterday out of the way. So today, I am going to give away some hand spun alpaca. And this is the last of the giveaways, I do believe, for the 2000. Oh no, I still got one more. Okay, yeah. Okay, so those of you who watch my videos know that I had ordered some yarn from Hershner's, and on the picture it looked like mango color, like more like tangerines, mango, like more of a citrusy. See, like up here it looks like orangey and stuff, but it's not. It's pinks. This is actually pinks. I don't know why the color won't show up, but it's actually various shades of pink and reddish pinks and stuff like that. And the color ain't showing up like I want it to. So this is going to be with this. This should be the last giveaway. This is some hand spun alpaca in various shades of brown. Okay, so the keyword is going to be one word, but it's going to be not pink. Like that. Okay? Like that. So everybody go ahead and put in not pink. I'll move my wheel out of the way. Sometimes you can sit and you can finish a spin. Sometimes you can't. But that'll get finished probably by tomorrow. Tomorrow night or Tuesday night. Depends on how I allocate my time. So this is the not pink. And willow yarn from Hershey's. All right, everybody, go ahead and put in not pink. And this is a 3-ply yarn. Fawn Alpaca Source Windswept Farms 3-ply. I spun this in 2020 and it's approximately 294 yards. So you can see it. And it's real pretty and it's soft. All right, I don't see any more entries, so we're going to count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Okay. All right, Nightbot. All right, Nightbot, you being a butthole today. Okay. Hmm. He is just not. He's not wanting to roll today. I'm gonna have him rejoin the channel, and then we're gonna try it again. Give me a sec. He worked pretty good yesterday. Day's been awesome. So while he's rejoining, this is the yarn from Hirschner's. It's called Willow Yarn. I don't know if it's gonna focus very well. And the colorway is Dahlia. And it is 1.75 ounces, 50 grams, or 147 yards, 135 meters. And there's 2 of these. So it's enough to make you a nice little shawl, little lace weight neckerchief or shawl or something like that. So let's go back to Nightbot and see. He's saying that there's no chat available. Is your stream live? You're weird, Nightbot. You're weird today. Okay, so he's definitely back. So everybody,
Joe?
Morning.
hold on, let me
What are you
put.
doing this fine here warm morning?
I don't know.
You put them on pause. Yeah, I wish we could do the backslash roll like we do in the game. All right, everybody type not pink again, please. Y'all got less competition now. There's only 7 people. Everybody type not pink. He said you're not typing it. Give it to Crystal. All right, it ain't working. Okay, so Tanita said give it to Hook That Yarn. FR Humphrey is laughing. Why, Nightbot? Why? Why are you doing that? It's funny because FR Humphrey name popped up as eligible user as an eligible user. So why isn't it seeing everybody? That's what I don't understand. And so it selected FR Humphrey. Oh, Nightbot is cheating. You didn't win, FR Humphrey. Nightbot is only seeing you for some reason. He's only seeing you. So let's do a random number generator. So the 0 to 13. Everybody put in a number. Pick a number from 0 to 13. So you're saying Hook That Yarn won? Let's see what happens if we do that. He won't even do the roll for random number. He's cheating. But okay, since everybody said that Hook That Yarn won, then Crystal, you won. So send me your, I already have your mailing address. So I'll just send this to you and you can have fun. And that's it. I will see y'all in these YouTube streaks. So whoever else is going to go up next, then I'll be looking to see who goes live next. And I will be listening to you while I play World of Warcraft. See y'all. Y'all be good. Take care. He ain't picking no numbers. Nightbot is being obstinate. He ain't doing nothing. So the other people from earlier said that Crystal won. So Crystal won. Y'all take care.